If you could name your top 5 players that you refereed, that you've been
Listen,
on the same pitch with, who would they be?
listen. There's so many players. It'd be unfair for me because I got on with so many players, fantastic players I refereed.
The thing is,
I
they got
mean,
on with you as well. We could see that
yeah,
from like literally from the TV. We could see that they loved you as a referee.
yeah. I mean, listen, look, I had some wonderful players. I had some wonderful memories with many big players, and I'm going to pick one player because he's not. I mean, when I refereed Zinedine Zidane, he was fantastic. His vision, his time he had on the ball, and his passing was just fantastic.
Okay, we'll make it easier for you, so you don't have to be subjective to who you think. Salim, myself, and Umar will all pick one player from that era between 1999 and 2013. So I'll start off. I'll say, how was it refereeing Thierry Henry and the Invincibles at Highbury? How was it for that season?
Yeah, I mean, fantastic. I mean, I think I refereed I mean, Henry was brilliant. Was a fantastic player. We were blessed with so many players. You know, Henry, Vieira, you know, Keane, Scholes, you know, Shearer, Beckham, Gerrard, Aguero. So yeah, there's just so many, and it was sometimes, you know, when you're on the field with them, you're behind. You think, oh, what a goal that was. I remember being behind Alan Shearer at St James's Park when he scored a 25-yarder against Everton. I think it was Everton.
Yeah,
and I was right behind that when he hit it, and I went, that's in. I shouted, so I went, that's in, that's a goal. And it went straight in the back of the net in the top corner, and he went off on his run. And he come back past, and went, what a goal, well done, brilliant goal. And
how can you stay neutral when you see something like that on the pitch as well? That's crazy because you just have to.
Well, I mean, I'm a football lover. I love football. I'm a football fan. I'm a big fan. You know, I'm a big QPR fan. I love football, and it's just one of those things. You know, people say, "Oh, you can't say that, you can't do that." Well, why can't you? We're all a football family. We're all one big family. And, you know, no one should ever question our integrity. No one should ever question our integrity, because once you cross that white line, you are refereeing two teams. You've gone to war with two teams, because they will try and do what they can to get what they can out of you. And that's where, as a referee at the top level, you've got to be mentally tough, mentally strong, and you cannot switch off for 1 minute. If you do switch off, you're going to make a mistake.
Go on, Salim. If you had a player to ask Mark about, or a manager even, Martin O'Neill maybe, as Salim's an Aston Villa fan.
Oh, Martin O'Neill. I could tell you a story about Martin O'Neill. Go on.
Well, you can start first, and I'll ask you the question I had then.
What, Martin O'Neill?
Yeah.
I remember when he was a Villa manager, and they were playing at Man City. And I think Villa went 1-0 up, if I remember right. It was at the Etihad.
I think we lost 3-1. Was it that one?
Where I gave a penalty to City. The City's equalised with a penalty just before half time. The keeper come out and he clattered into one of the City players. Can't remember who the keeper was at the time. And he clattered into one of the City players, and I give a penalty. And I could see, I looked behind me, I could see John Robertson and Martin O'Neill going absolutely ballistic on the sideline. And I always said to the managers, you know, when they bring the team sheets in, I said, listen, if you have a problem with me or my assistants, do not come running onto the pitch and remonstrate with me. Do not do it, because I won't be happy, and I'll just report you. So don't do it. And no one did. So I said, if you want to have a go at me, wait till I'm off the pitch and see me in the tunnel area. And now I blew the whistle for half time, walking down the tunnel, Martin O'Neill, John Robinson waiting for me, and they give me such a volley of abuse, expletives I can't repeat on this. And I just said something back to them, and I can't explain, I can't tell you what I said back to them, because I know what I said back to them, and I told them where to get off. And I walked into the dressing room, sat down, had a cup of tea, and we started, you know, talking to the assistants, and all of a sudden there was a knock at the door. dressing room door. And I said to Mel, they weren't supposed to come in at half time, but I always said, listen, you want to speak to me, come in at half time or full time, I haven't got a problem. What goes on in my dressing room stays in my dressing room. And knock at the door, in comes John Robinson. I said, John, don't say anything, you're going to get yourself in trouble. He says, no, Mark, we've seen the incident and you're absolutely bang on. It's a penalty. And I'd like to apologise on behalf of myself and Mike and O'Neill.
Wow.
So we are very sorry. And I went, listen, that's not a problem. And that was it, the way we went. And that was good, because I've had a few volleys from Martin as a fourth official as well. So
that's quality. But yeah, I'd sort of two people. So I think the first one is that I think you were the ref that sent Dion Dublin off the head.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
That's so fun. Yeah, Robbie Savage
yeah.
in the derby.
I was thinking in my head, oh, well done, Dion. I've got to send you off, mate.
And the second
only joking, Bobby. Only joking.
The second one was how was it to sort of referee with like Mourinho on the touchline, because he's quite a tough character to deal with. Yeah,
I mean, listen, that Villa Birmingham game was a tough game. It really was one of those, tough game that night. Lots going on, weren't there? Crowd invasions, pitch invasions. I sent two Villa players off that night, and deservedly so. And I always remember getting a letter from Steve Bruce congratulating me on the way I handled the game. He sent me a letter in writing, so that was nice. Jose was, I remember my first encounter with Jose. I was full official in a Champions League game, Porto. I think it was Porto and I think it was Monaco. Back in 2000, early 2000s, and that's when I met him. And
was it the Champions League final? Because they had a Champions League final.
Yeah, it wasn't a Champions League final.
Okay.
It was
it might be Marseille or somebody then.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I think it was Monaco, not Marseille. I may be wrong. It might have been Marseille. I can't remember. But I met him. I was full official that day to Graham Pole, and he was the manager. And we seemed to really hit it off that night. And I got on really well with him, and that stood me in good stead for when he came to England, and I refereed all his teams. And I always got on well with him. He always invited me before a game. We used to have good chats into his office about football and about refereeing, and he always related to me as the 23rd player, a player's referee, and he picked up on that as well through my refereeing.
That's a nice saying and a nice compliment from Jose Mourinho. That's really good. That Uma, did you have anyone in particular that you wanted to know about from?
I'd say it's probably an example. I'm assuming you refereed Man United versus Arsenal in that kind of the height of their rivalry. So I would just be interested in like the kind of the Vieira Keane type, that kind of rivalry. How did you referee? How do you manage that situation? How do you referee them?
Well, listen, I remember I've done the game. Was it the 2-2 draw at Highbury when I sent off who did I send off? Sol Campbell for the elbow on Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Listen, great rivalries, great battles. And it's, as I said to you earlier, Omar, it's all about how you manage the players, how you talk to the players, how you focus, and you're anticipating play, you're reading the game, your awareness of what's going on around you all the time. You're always looking. You've always got that time to look around. Always got that time to look and see how players are reacting, how players are talking to each other. And if they've got that little bit of niggle in them between the players, you've got to get in there and diffuse it by talking to them. Listen, I use shop floor language all the time when I refereed, as players did, and that playing field is your workplace. That playing field is shop floor, and listen, referees use it, and they'll always use it, and that's how you use it to speak to players and to control the players.